Hi Kiwi, alright, we are back at Hades 1, and I'm going to be running the newly unlocked aspect of Lucifer. You have the Igneous, can't see that, Igneous Eden, which launches volatile hellfire. Basically the way it works is, when we use our rockets, we launch these little bombs that when we hit with our laser, explode. Also, we have a laser instead of the typical bullets, and it does more damage the longer it is maintained on an enemy. There are really two big ways to build this, either Zeus or Poseidon to my understanding. They call it the Super Soaker build. I think we've had a lot of Zeus runs lately, and Zeus would be objectively probably the best option here. But I'm going to go with Poseidon just because I think it's funny if we could get the Super Soaker. I don't think we're going to get the build I want. I don't know how well this is going to go because it's a pretty weak weapon, especially starting out when we don't have everything upgraded. But we'll see what we can get away with. So we're going to take 2 levels of extreme measures, jury summons, and tight deadline first level for 6 heat altogether on the rail. There's Poseidon to start.
Aha! I sense you have in your possession that fine shell I sent you. A little gift plucked straight out of the sea. You keep it close so I can better track you down.
Aye, aye, uncle. Alright, let's see. Special, cast, or dash. So we didn't get any of the boons I actually wanted. But do I go out of my way to reroll for the attack here? I mean, it's a pretty good dash. I'll take his dash.
Easy.
So it'll definitely take a little bit of getting used to, getting used to using this weapon, since it's one of the weapons I really never played around with very much in my original playthrough.
I sense that something is the matter, son of Hades. Speak then. What is on your mind? I can decipher some of it without your telling, but would rather hear it from you voluntarily.
Master Chaos, the goddess Nyx, she seems to want to speak with you again. I wonder, would you maybe contact her sometime? She seems convinced it is your move to make if you so choose.
The goddess Nyx wishes to hear from me. Now that is unexpected, son of Hades, and I wonder if perhaps this is a jest of yours. Though your intentions evidently are sincere, then I shall make no promises in this, except that I am considering the possibility.
Okay, that's a start. Alright, so could deal more, let's see, 1 more cast gem, 1 more special, 1 more gold. I mean, our special isn't going to do that much damage, and I'm not going to be able to reliably use it just yet, I think. So, I'm going to go for the extra cast gem and see if maybe we can get a cast-centric build going on. It does pretty substantially reduce our HP, though. It's been basically cut in half, so I got to be careful. I don't know. Maybe I'm underselling it, and the attack will, the special and the attack will do more damage than I'm willing to admit. I don't see it yet. Okay, it does pulse damage, which is nice, but I can only have 1 on the field, so it's really like it's a tiny AOE. It's hard to hit. So yeah, I don't think I should rely on it until it's fully upgraded. Getting a lot of levels on the dash pretty early, I guess, which means it will probably do some decent damage. Funny enough. It'll definitely kill these little skulls, but if we don't get the spawners, it's kind of funny, but I think I actually will have better DPS just focusing on using the dash right now. Because, like, look, I can 2-shot them with the dash, but maintaining my beam on them kills them pretty slowly. Oh, Kiwi, we got Zeus. I think I'm going to have to do this. Let's take Zeus. We'll find a hammer later on, but I think I genuinely think that Zeus is the bigger deal here. Sorry, Daedalus. Just sometimes that's how it be. So what is new in the world of Jeff and Kiwi? Well, I am officially back home from my 3 weeks away at my parents' house for work.
Now that is an entirely unusual design, even for Exegryph. So then the waking phrase has worked. That aspect bearer, Lucifer, was it? Struck his own Lord Father. Tried to, anyway. A not uncommon story, it would seem.
I wonder how many of the other Greek gods have gotten into fights with Zeus. And how many have, like, made it out to tell the tale. I am going to reroll for the attack here, I guess. Thanks. Or we're just going to be stuck with nothing that I particularly want. We'll take his cast so we can potentially get a duo boon sooner than later. Because now it's in the I believe it should be in the roll chance now. Nothing I want from the Well of Charon. But yeah, it is so good to be back with Kiwi. It has been a fair few days since I last recorded a Hades episode. I think I recorded, I'm pretty sure I recorded one before I went to a different location for work. I did have one overnight for a two-day work week. Well, not work week, but like a 2-day shift away from home, but it wasn't with my parents. And it's still not my favorite place to work, admittedly, but at least I'm able to sleep. At least I am able to sleep. We'll take another Poseidon boon, sure, maybe. I guess it's going to be a race between Zeus and Poseidon for who gives me the attack boon first, ultimately. Yeah, I genuinely believe that my dash does more damage than my attack right now. I'm not convinced getting Poseidon's attack will make me do that much more damage, honestly, but it's fine. It just means I'll have to focus on dashing into these guys for DPS for now. We've got a weird build going on. I don't know what I'm aiming for, honestly. Alright, we'll take the attack then. Your attack deals more damage and knocks foes away with a 45% increased damage modifier. The other big thing that I want to say right away is I just played the demo for Rubinite. So if you're looking for like a time frame to like make me date the episode, well, I may as well just say it's September 20th, if that helps at all. But basically, Rubinite is a game that I saw a demo of randomly, like, I think exactly, I saw it on the 18th, yeah. Or, no, it must have been the 17th. So 3 days ago, I saw a trailer for the game on Steam. It was randomly recommended to me on YouTube, and my goodness, was YouTube right. I looked at that gameplay, and I'm like, this looks like my cup of tea. It has this really neat pixel art, eldritch horror-esque style to it. And then on top of that, it is a boss rush sort of game with really tight mechanics. The way it works is it's very dodge and then charge up a meter and then use a strong kind of critical strike sort of move, sort of gameplay. But you can skip that mechanic and go for just basic attack instead. We'll put that pomegranate on the attack and we'll get the gems here, sure. Ooh, a Zeus and Poseidon trial. That'll get us a bunch of good boons, potentially. So we are getting kind of lucky here for potential strong Poseidon Zeus duo run. We do need a fair few things for them to stack up for us, though. So all bets are off whether we get what we want. I will say learning how to fight exclusively with my dash is not the easiest.
How many times?
But I do genuinely believe it to be faster than using my attack right now. Hopefully that changes in this room, though. Alright, so let's see. Zeus and Poseidon are on table. Who will I benefit more from? Probably Poseidon, just because I'll take less damage fighting Zeus. Okay, we'll take Razor Shoals, so now enemies will be ruptured, which gives us a nice little extra damage.
This is outrageous, Zagreus. Even your father would agree that actions such as that can't go unpunished.
I think if it wasn't the context of Zeus versus Poseidon, Hades would absolutely love us stiffing Zeus, actually. I think he would find it pretty funny.
Adept either way, I guess. Yes.
Alright, so the extra damage on our attack now does seem to help, but it's not so simple as just more damage, or it's still not it's still not an amazing amount of damage. Poseidon's attack does not have the most amazing attack damage modifier. There's really one particular reason we're going this route, and it's only if we can get the duo boon. If we get the duo boon between Poseidon and Zeus, we're gonna have some crazy damage output really quickly.
All right, this is becoming unproductive, Zagreus. As you were.
Alright, can you give us double strike? No, you can't, and Storm Lightning will benefit our cast, but not much else here, so I'll re-roll.
I would like none of these.
Okay, Jolted. We'll take Jolted. I don't have anything to really apply it aside from my cast just yet, but oh, wow, they are really stacking us up on Poseidon and Zeus. I appreciate. Oh, and Thanatos. Perfect, that'll protect our timer. Because right now we're running a little slow.
What do you say we deal some death together, Zagreus?
Let's do it, big guy. Calling Thanatos big guy seems kind of disingenuous, but whatever.
Kind.
Everyone, get out of the circle, it's scary. Go into my circle instead. Oh, well, they spawned into it. There's not much I can do about that. Alright, maybe I just focus on actually dealing laser damage. This is going to be a weird build in Elysium if I'm focusing exclusively on the dash. So I don't know how this weapon works with the dash. If I think I can maintain the laser if I'm dashing with it. It seems I can. So I guess maybe it's a good combo to just use dash and attack at the same time.
In the name of Hades.
Alright. Man, Poseidon, give us something good. I guess, since we're pretty early on in the run, we'll take the increased darkness gem and coin gain, I suppose. Alright, Thanatos, see you around. And okay, well, going straight into a darkness room. Well, this will give me a little bit of HP if nothing else. Okay, so I think I get the idea of it. I want to dash into them and, while holding laser, basically. And I should remember that I have a cast that will do some solid damage. It's just, it plays a little unwieldy to my senses. All right, shop versus HP. So this is probably the end shop before Meg, so we'll go ahead and take the HP here. Would be weird if this was the mid shop, but it's not. Okay, good. All right, let us go ahead and fight our first boss. So far, the build isn't popping off just yet, but it's in line to do so quite well. Sounds like she's having a good time. I don't know how this build right now will work for bosses, but I definitely need to remember to recharge more often. All right, actually, you know what? The damage isn't that bad, but also the damage I'm taking is kind of bad. Okay, good to know this does not break her projectiles. I think I realized that earlier when I was fighting the witches on this in Tartarus, but okay, you know what? This does ramp up to do a decent amount of damage, but it still feels pretty weak. Oh, I'm stunned? I think I got stunned. She must have dashed into me and I didn't see it. At least Razor Shoulder is doing a little bit of extra damage too. We've got jolted, so I should remember to use my cast where possible. Not a big fan of fighting this close range, but there we go. Finished her with the dash. So I took a lot of damage there, but not too bad, I say, overall. And nothing that can't be healed back with the fountain up here.
Suitably achieved this time around.
Well, I guess at this point we are gonna take the Zeus keepsake, because that'll force more Zeus to show up, and we want more Zeus.
Purge boons for coin.
I don't want to sell his cast, but I'll hold on to it for now because it's my only way to apply Jolted and get status privilege. But Jolted will pop really quickly because enemies will attack, and I don't have a way to rapidly sustain it because it's on my cast. So I'm pretty sure Jolted gets cleared when an enemy attacks, so unless you're like rapidly applying it, it's hard to maintain it.
Love that sulfur smell.
Anyway, more on
To
Rubinite.
get from here across all that.
So it is, again, if you like the style of games that are kind of the Hollow Knight, Dark Souls, I definitely kind of like have a parallel to Bloodborne in this because of its aesthetic, but it looks like a really interesting game. The basic premise is you are a princess of presumably some kingdom that is being overtaken by some spooky, Maleficent-esque looking witch who is collecting the ruby red eyes of these of the main character Ruby's people. I mean, if you've ever watched Hunter x Hunter, and I think what were they, the Crimson Eye clan or something, Kurapika's family, it's basically that plot line. If I had to draw like a direct parallel to like any other form of media, which again, I want to avoid drawing parallels to other things in this game in this instance because I think this game has by and large a very unique identity. Yeah, there might be parallels you can draw, but it stands on its own 2 feet just fine. We'll take Zeus here.
On to the next one.
Looking for either Zeus's legendary, his duo with Poseidon, or double strike, which will make our lightning bolts hit twice. The duo will make it so that our attack basically drops lightning bolts because it's basically the way the Zeus Poseidon duo. What it does is it makes it so any attacks that knock a foe's back, so basically all of Poseidon's core boons, drop a lightning bolt on an enemy. So when we're rapid firing water like this, or rapid firing our laser, applying knockback on every hit, we're going to be dropping a lightning bolt every hit, which means it can scale pretty out of control if we just get enough Zeus boons. Let's give him a nectar here.
This offering is but a trifle, Uncle Zeus, for all your magnanimity.
Magnanimity. Oh gosh, I tried to say the word.
So fine a gift again, my dear nephew. Would that my sons and daughters on Olympus here would show me such respect from time to time.
You said it, Zeus.
Olympus,
I guess.
accept this message.
Oh, and there it is, Kiwi. Sea Storm. When you knock foes away, they are struck by a 40 damage lightning bolt. The run is online. Let's take Hermes here and see if we can luck into like hyper dash and quick delivery or whatever it's called. Basically the boons that make your damage scale with your movement speed.
Break.
I know you're kind of in a hurry, boss, but let me show you what a real hurry's all about in just a moment here.
Alright. Greater haste. Alright, so greater haste and rush delivery I think is the combo, so that's what we're going to do. Let's take greater haste. Then Artemis is showing up. I guess support fire would be kind of fun with Artemis, so if she offers that, I'll take it. Because we are going to be attacking pretty rapidly in this build. I think it will apply per hit, but I don't know for certain. But it's worth finding out, and honestly, there aren't too many other boons of Artemis that I'm particularly interested in. But like, look at that damage. It's definitely made our damage pop off a fair bit more. Oh, my controller Uh-oh. Apparently my controller disconnected. Are we just not reading it anymore? Hello? Oh no. Okay, there we go. Whew, that was spooky. It's never a good sign when you're just standing still trying to reload your weapon and nothing's happening. And I'm like, I'm not controlling that. So I think the way I play this build is I just dash around and spam attack or hold attack while dashing. And drop my Hellfire every now and again. If we got a hammer that gave us like triple bomb, that would be pretty solid, I bet. I don't actually know what the custom hammers for Lucifer are.
Uncle Poseidon blessed you, didn't he? To think that big fat oaf is your own father's brother. I'm told to be respectful near him, but it's hard.
Artemis does not like Poseidon, apparently. Okay. So, we didn't get support fire. What is Artemis's duo with Poseidon? I guess is one question I should ask before I commit to not taking a core boon from her. I can remember how this works. There we go. Let's see. Their duo is Mirage Shot. Alright, I don't really need Mirage Shot, so we'll take pressure points. 3% chance for any damage we deal to be critical. And there's our hammer. Alright, well, it's almost like the game heard us saying, well, I wonder what hammers are offered for this build. I should be conscientious of what makes sense for this build and not build anything too stupid, because we are in line for a pretty fun build. Okay, good to know. So those giant stone heads can't be knocked back, so they don't get lightning bolted. So I'll have to just focus on damaging him with dash. Didn't kill him, unfortunately. Oh, he died of rupture. That's funny. Razor shoulder ability. The damage they take from just moving. I tried to reload, I swear. Guess he can die from rupture again. Or not, he ran out. There we go. Anyway, back on Rubinite a little bit more. So, interesting. So this build really does actually kind of fall off on enemies that cannot be knocked back. Ooh, so how will that apply to bosses then? Oh well, we'll have to see. Your Igneous Eden attack damage ramps up on foes 100% faster. That could be pretty good. Your Igneous Eden attack starts firing 50% faster with 15% more range. Your foes start targeted by your special move slower and take 30% more damage. I think Flash Fire here sounds great. Because this ramps up to 100% faster. This is instantly 50% faster and has more range. So we'll take more range and instantly faster.
Adamant rail.
And then we're getting some gems, sure. Let's see, gems. Okay, so I'll probably take a key in this instance because it will afford us the ability to re-roll for some better boons if we find another Zeus. But oh my goodness, these enemies that can be knocked back, look at them just get popped. That was like instant. Wow. Low HP, like this build is really strong against low HP multiple enemies, I guess. All right, so yeah, we'll take the key here. But right. So I was alluding to Hunter x Hunter for those who have seen it. It's funny, Kiwi has never seen Hunter x Hunter, but her mom found a what is it, a Spider Troop sweatshirt for her. Because I mean, it looked like her aesthetic, like a bunch of like weird ragtag characters with a purple color and a like a purple and black color and spider aesthetic. Was it Phantom Troop or was it Spider Troop? I can't remember. It's been so long since I watched and read Hunter x Hunter. Ever since it took that really extended hiatus in the manga, I kind of fell out of the series. I watched the entire anime that I think was uploaded or was aired back in 2011, or was it 2016? Whatever the most recent one was. We'll take another Hermes here, I think, because the sooner we potentially get rush delivery, the sooner our damage further pops off. Alright, Hermes, what have you got for us?
In the name of Hades.
Come on, rush delivery, there it is. You deal 50% bonus damage based on any bonus movement speed you have. Alright, that's a pretty solid damage up. And now we just need things that make us faster, which are almost exclusively Hermes boons, so hopefully we'll be offered a third one in Styx.
I need to kill you once again.
Alright, so let's see. We'll drop a Hellfire, we'll drop a cast, and then we're just going to dash in and out of him. Alright. Okay, interesting. So it looks like, even though we can't really knock him back, it is dropping the lightning bolts, which is awesome. So maybe it's not... I don't understand how that works then. But I'm not going to complain. Damage is damage, especially when we're periodically critting. Alright, so that's phase 1 done. Look at those lightning bolts just popping off. What a crazy build. So to my understanding, this may actually be a speedrun category called Super Soaker category, because the laser from the Igneous Eden looks like you're just shooting a water gun, which is just pretty darn funny. But I can see why it's a speedrun category, because once it gets rolling, its DPS is crazy, and we're like barely built up on it, mind you. Like, we're lacking a lot of the Zeus boons that make it pop off, like Zeus's legendary double strike, even the increased AoE, or honestly higher rarity.
We'll have you back here soon enough, I think.
Higher rarity base boons would be good too. I think at this point, I could either take the Palm Blossom to further ramp up the damage on some of our core boons, or I could just work on upgrading something else. And why don't I work on upgrading something else? I mean, this might be an instance where Distant Memory could work, so I'll level that up, because I really never use that keepsake, and I probably won't use that keepsake very often, especially when half of the boons, or half of the weapons in this game are melee. Infernal Trove doesn't sound that exciting to me, so we'll skip the shop here.
To the top.
Alright, onwards to Elysium.
Yes.
So what else can I say about Ruby? Well, I was saying, so anyway, it's funny, your mom saw the Spider Troop or the Phantom Troop or whatever they're called, the group of bad guys from Hunter x Hunter, and she looked at it and said, yeah, this looks like Kaylee's aesthetic, and so she bought you a sweatshirt of their images. And like, you have never read or watched Hunter x Hunter, which I just find it inherently funny that she identified probably the group of people you'd find most interesting. I feel like you would probably like Hisoka. He is an interesting character that I probably can't do justice by description again, because it's been so long since I've had to think about or like actively thought about Hunter x Hunter. But he is somewhere mixed between a sadistic troll, although I guess more like a sadistic clown, although I wouldn't call anything he does particularly clown-like, just his aesthetic and his use of like playing cards as a weapon sometimes. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Triple beam. Your Igneous Eden attack fires 3 beams in a spread pattern, or it ramps up 100% faster, or we can use our special 3 times. I think our special is too weak to really rely on triple bomb here, but triple beam sounds kind of hilarious with our current build, because it just gives more AoE to our giant super soaker, so we'll go that route. I have no interest in Aphrodite on this run, so we'll just skip her for this one. Like, look at this. Look at this spread damage, Kiwi. And because we have the increased range, it's just an impassable wall of watery nope. Alright. Well, I can see why this is like one of the only builds that works for this weapon really well. There are probably other ones, and again, I just happened upon one that I stumbled upon, and I'm like, what would be a fun first experience with a weapon? Because, you know, like, I mean, the last time we ran a new weapon was with Arthur, right? And that went so poorly I wanted to have, aside from Guan Yu, most of these like tier 4 weapons really feel like they need to ramp up to feel good. And so I want to have like an untainted experience and see what can this weapon do that makes it stand out to me compared to the other weapons. And this is it. Patroclus or the mid shop? We'll take Patroclus, sure. Let's see if we can give him a nectar or at least get some story beats with him. All right, he doesn't have any passive dialogue. Let's break his pots. And then I don't really think I need extra death. Oh wait, I got into the mindset of running 32 fear or 32 heat. So I was like, I'm gonna have to take his increased heal to stubborn defiance, but I am using death defiance right now, so I don't actually even need to take his first option.
How goes willful disobedience of late? Would that I too had it within me to defy the gods.
Oh, you know, it's going. That I've been able to make it this far means I'm getting somewhere, I suppose. No thanks to all your brethren in Elysium.
No use trying to reason with my brethren here. Many of the shades whom you've encountered, why, I watched them throw away their lives when they were men. Yet still they seek to prove to one another and themselves that they are great warriors.
Alright. So yeah, I don't need healing, I don't need extra lives, so we're just gonna take a 60% damage steroid on our attack. Sure, why not? And then Athena. Is there anything from Athena I would want, or should I think I just go for the palm here. Try and stack up more levels on either Jolted or on the attack. Or even the dash, honestly, because the dash is doing pretty solid damage, all things considered. I wonder, I believe it is the case, I could be mistaken, but I believe that upgrading the aspect of Lucifer with Titan Blood increases the AoE of the Hellfire explosions, because right now they are quite alarmingly tiny to the point of just not really being effective at all. Alright, do I want more Jolted or more... I think the overall damage on Jolted is better, or... I don't actually know which one of these is better. I'll take Static Discharge. I'll take Jolted on this one, and take Razor Shoals next time if offered. Good thing you're invulnerable while in the shop, because that would have exploded and hurt me pretty bad. Nothing here that I see that I want, so let's see. Dionysus, I really don't interested in. So we'll take another Pomegranate.
Splitters.
I guess I didn't really actually need to take the Palm Blossom after all, because I'm just being offered palm after palm after palm here. I forgot to recharge my weapon, but that's fine. Look at them just get absolutely drenched. Alright. Okay, here we go. So now I have I'll upgrade Razor Shoals in this instance. Perfect. A little bit more damage overall. I could take the coin here, but I feel like I have enough coin, and I'll definitely get enough coin and sticks to afford the Titan Blood. Although I guess in hindsight, I would also really love to buy another Hermes boon if it was offered. So maybe if I'm offered coin again, I'll take it if it's offered over like an HP up, because I probably do not need that much more HP at this point. Like, even if I lose a Death Defiance to Theses and Asterius, which I think I'm going to have to try to do because they're not even running extreme. I'm only running extreme measures too, so I've already like finished all the scary bosses, like the scary upgraded bosses. So I don't know. I think like there's always a chance I die, but it doesn't feel like that. Ooh, another trial. Sure, we'll take that. And I guess that is one thing. If we're offered a Zeus boon, that would be amazing. All right, so I know I tend to have trouble with Artemis, so we'll take Poseidon.
I very much appreciated that.
All right, breaking wave or wave pounding. 20% more damage. Oh, yeah, this for sure. 20% more damage with any knockaway effect boons on bosses. That ramps up our attack damage even further.
So that's your choice. Maybe you're more like my relatives than I'd care to admit.
Look, Artemis, I'm sorry, but you're actually a huge threat. Trust me when I say that I don't choose you in these instances purely out of fear and respect. It's no hard feelings.
Forgive me, Lady Artemis.
These poor archers just don't stand a chance. Like they're some of the weakest in terms of HP pool, and they are just getting melted by my lightning water. You know, that's a weird tangent that I'm about to go on. So when I was very young, I remember watching Pokemon pretty early on and hearing the phrase that water conducts electricity. And I remember asking my mom what that meant, and she had no idea.
Good thing you're nowhere near our mountaintop, or I'd have shot you for that stunt myself.
And it's interesting. So actually, water, if it's pure water, like purely distilled water, it can't conduct electricity because there's nothing for the electricity to really transfer across, to my understanding. I may be mistaken, but I believe that is the case. Still no pressure or no support fire, so we'll take Hunter's Mark here. That's fine.
Dead better hide.
Let's see. Nothing here I want either. I'll take the chaos here. What could possibly go wrong right before a boss fight?
In the name of Hades.
All right. Ooh, this is new. I think this is the one singular chaos boon that we have not gotten yet. It's not really one I want, but looking at the other options, yeah, I don't really care about these. I thought I was going to go a cast build, but then we just got the super soaker build, so there's no reason for getting the cast. So roiling ambush. The next 3 standard encounters, you face 55% more enemies, which will help us get more coin, probably. Afterwards, deal 69% more damage from striking behind enemy foes. Enemy foes. All right, shop. I'll take the shop because there's a chance I'll see Zeus or Poseidon in it. Not that I really want to spend my coin, but I will for those two.
I can use this.
Speaking of which, Poseidon's aid is okay, but I don't really want it here. So let's re-roll and see if we can get another one of his
What else?
buffs, his base damage sort of thing. There we go, Breaking Waves. Slamming foes into barriers creates a watery blast in the area. I don't know if that'll work with this because it's only a kind of mild knockback, but it's worth trying. All right, Charon, you said it. You know what, Charon? We have not given you a nectar in a long while. Here you go. Sounds like he really likes it.
I'm pleased to have you as a friend as well, Charon. The pleasure's mine.
All right, there we go. All right, on to the Blowheart and the Bull. That feels like a good title for a short story about these guys.
Our foolhardy challenger approaches once again, I see. Well then, prepare to be run through.
Oh, I am so prepared. Wait, no, that's... never mind.
You truly think you shall withstand our unsurpassable bullhorn technique?
Right there.
Go!
That's cute that they named it Kiwi. They named it the Bullhorn technique. That's so cute.
I love us, Asterius.
They're such a cute couple. They're probably the couple I ship the hardest, except for maybe Theseus and Zagreus. Or, okay, well, I mean, like, there's obviously, like, the actual romantically inclined couple. Oh my goodness, we bursted Theseus down. Well, I guess we're just gonna burst down Theseus first, which is kind of funny, because we usually don't get to do that. Especially if they're gonna stand together, it makes my damage pretty potentially devastating to them. Oh, you know what it was? It was Hunter's Mark just absolutely... Hunter's Mark was bouncing between them, and so they were just constantly getting crit by things, I think.
Like a genuine ambrosia bottle there.
Well, they got wiped out.
And again, Shade, thanks to your support.
Yeah, it was all the Shade's doing. He told us this build was going to work, and he was right. Alright, well, obviously using this build optimally means I don't go melee range, but... or I do go melee range, and this is not enticing me to do so. What do I want instead? Palm Blossom's always good, but it's fully leveled. Why don't we take... You know what, I'll stick with Distant Memory because I can still use it with this build.
Worth giving up.
Not going to sell anything, and nothing here that I particularly want to buy, so on to the final floor.
Through Elysium.
But anyway, I just distinctly remember my mom telling me she has no idea what something conducting electricity, or specifically water conducting electricity means. Oh right, I was on a tangent about why water doesn't conduct electricity if it's purely distilled. And that's because I think it's the mineral components in water that actually allows electricity to be conducted. I don't really understand how it works, so don't quote me on that. I could be horrendously wrong. But I think I remember learning that way back when. Did that go down? I didn't actually see. I was looking away. Oh yeah, well.
I think that's enough.
Oh well. I got distracted. I looked away for a brief moment. All right, one final Zeus boon. So I think what I do here... Let's go for the coin first so I have the best chance of getting my Titan blood. The only thing in the shop that I particularly would consider otherwise is probably that Hermes boon, but it is pretty expensive. So realistically speaking, I'm probably not getting it here. But if I can, and it can ramp up our damage even further, sure, I'll take it gladly. Also, looking at the time, this is going to be one of our faster runs yet. We're only 16 minutes in. So I think our fastest run was the pretty early on Merciful End run, which we cleared in about 17 minutes. So we're obviously not even close to that, but still. I feel like the things that would work best for this build are either just anything that gives me more speed, because more speed equals more movement speed specifically, because that gives me more damage. Oh, there we go. All right, we have completed a prophecy around chaos. Awesome. So really anything that gives me movement speed, which equates to more damage with the Hermes spoons that I've acquired, or the more dashes, because then I can use Poseidon's dash more often. I may end up dying here. Oh, well, I got bit by the rat while I was trying to heal the poison. May have been more optimal to just accept that I was going to get some poison damage and not lose the Death Defiance. But again, I'm really not that bothered by the situation because, I mean, do you see our damage? Hades is about to get absolutely goon smacked. I don't think that's a word. So it's now a word, Kiwi. Goon smacking is a word that I have come up with in this exact moment for this exact situation. Goon smacking, getting absolutely gobbernockled. Do you ever have a person who defines one word that you don't know with another word that you don't know? So that's what it feels like, and it doesn't feel good. All right, we got our Titan blood. Let's go for our Zeus now.
Let's see what's in here. Hey!
Hey! Look at them just bouncing off the walls. That was kind of funny. So, this is basically the slip and slide super soaker build. They're just getting pushed around non-stop. They have no way of dealing with it, although apparently I can take a whole lot of damage if they still launch their... Right, because this weapon doesn't have any knockback, they're still able to attack, so I have to be extra careful about going into melee distance for any of these, because I can't knock them out of their animations, and that could end up getting me killed if I'm not careful. Okay, lesson learned. I think I will buy the HP here, just because I did take a pretty chunky bit of damage. Alright, Sage Stack? No, too early. So basically, what it really boils down to is just don't stand face first into these enemies, and you should be fine. Unless you can pop them instantly, which those tiny rats certainly can. Alright, Satyr Sack, excellent. Alright, Zeus, give me your legendary. Thunder Dash, not interested. I thought I got a key. I guess I used up all my rerolls. Sadly, we're not going to see Zeus's legendary here, which means we're not going to get the strongest build we could have had. But we will take lightning reflexes so we drop more lightning bolts. Sure, why not? Alright. Now the real question is, do I run any extra rooms? I don't think I do. Let's go fight Hades and call it a day.
The Guardian of Hell itself decides the time has come for a short break and snack.
I could go for a short break and a snack, and I do hear Kiwi being awake, which means it should be breakfast time soon. I almost said dinner time, which technically is correct because we're probably going to eat leftovers for dinner leftovers for breakfast. But also we have a lot of fresh fruit, so who knows what we're going to eat. We're going to eat something.
Here's the surface exogryph. Maybe it's as rare a sight for Lucifer as it is for me.
Ooh. You know what? That's a fair comment.
You approached me with that loathsome rail, boy, emanating a hellish fury more even than usual at that. Little surprise you took a shine to it. It was the weapon that I hated most of all.
Well, someone called Lucifer apparently thought differently and took a crack at his own father with it once. This one's for him, then.
It would be interesting if we ever did get Hades DLC if they brought in the other gods for these aspects, but it does sound like in this game's narrative, some of these gods are from different times, so it wouldn't make sense for them to appear, but maybe like they could do a weird chaos time rift nonsense sort of thing, or maybe Kronos shows up and teams up with Chaos, and I don't know. That would be weird.
Invoking names you know nothing about. Presuming all the while far too much. You take that monstrous artifact for another friend. You would be wiser to be wary of its influence. But let us fight.
Interesting commentary on our use of a weapon like this, but I think that's 2 prophecies we fulfilled on this one run, because I believe... Oh, 1 second, recharging. Get rid of this thing. Interesting, so we drop lightning bolts on bosses, but we do not drop lightning bolts on like stationary trash mobs. So I guess it's just a balancing thing they did to make sure that like Poseidon wasn't completely useless against bosses, because certainly if bosses don't typically take knockback, Or maybe it's because I got the boon that makes us deal extra damage with knockback effects on bosses. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill that thing hiding in the trees. Alright, that's phase... Well, it's still phase 1, I guess, but... Everyone's just getting a little bit soaked today. Anyway, what was I saying? So, I've completely lost my train of thought, regrettably. There we go. Alright, phase 1 done. That was pretty clean. Pretty solid damage. Here, have a present.
Come on and die.
Come on and slam, and welcome to... No. Look at the damage just ramp up. That was... Oh, okay. Let's bail out because we're taking a bit of... Oh, the pot. Kiwi the pot. Alright. I still think we're fine. I can pretty reliably dodge. And without forced overtime, he's pretty slow, all things considered. Just need to make sure I'm paying attention to his potential sources of damage and then making sure I get clipped by them all, I guess. Think he's gonna use his laser? Nope. Okay. He hasn't used his laser once. Oh, there we go. Good job, Dad. Just stand still for me here, and we'll have a grand old time. And a 3, and a 2, and let's finish him with the... Oh, no. Alright. Still gonna finish him with the dash there. We're fine. Lightning and splash, and then more lightning.
For a student of Achilles, I fear that you surpassed even his skill by now. You're quite strong.
And I know I could have been a little more optimal with, like, taking this fight seriously, but we're here for fun, aren't we? This is low enough heat that I don't have to worry too much. I can play super carelessly. What do we want on this? Can I can't remove these, so let's see. I don't think flash fire. Let's see. I would say our dash, our attack, sea storm, triple beam was pretty funny, and oh, we need to have rush delivery on here. So, yeah, triple beam is whatever. Where is it? Let's give rush delivery. Where is that? Somewhere in here, I know. Come on. Come on. There it is. Good enough. Alright. There is our first win on the aspect of Lucifer. Any fish before we go? No. Okay. Down we go. What have you got for us?
Just then, how about a very small, yet very deadly beetle landed upon Hydra, slaying Zagreus, ending his attempt?
No, no!
I'm going to look forward to all of these little end-of-run commentaries that the narrator has in Hades 2 as well. Because I genuinely wonder how many of these they wrote up.
Everybody.
All right, but let's do our house roundup and call it a run.
Just keep and watch over the pool of sticks there, same as always.
You do you, Hypnos. Keep up the good work.
Must have missed Achilles.
Thanatos is out as well. Oh, hey, Dusa.
I hope it's not been too much having to care for Cerberus, is it, Dusa? He isn't quite as fearsome as he seems. At least, that goes for 2 heads out of 3.
Oh, Cerberus is a good boy. He's fine. One of the highlights of the job for sure. We really hit it off after he finally realized I'm not a ball. So I've been feeding him, grooming him, changing his water dish.
I think that's hilarious that he thought Dusa was a ball. That's pretty funny.
Cleaning up after him?
You know, one other comment I have before we continue the dialogue here is I just realized, like, how big Dusa probably is. If you look at her, like, relative to the size of Zagreus' head, she is, like, the size of a very large plushie. Like, larger than your torso sized plushie. Like, putting her to scale, she is pretty big.
Most definitely, yes. If you'll excuse me, by the way, he's gotta go. I mean, I've gotta go. I mean, you know what I mean. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Fate to be merciful.
He did it again, Cerberus.
He did do it again, Dad.
Welcome home, boy. You're late for dinner. Or breakfast, or whatever blasted meal's next.
They really just don't know what time it is in the underworld.
That's all right, Father. I'm not feeling very hungry at the moment.
You know, that would have been one interesting design choice they could have made is when you get to the overworld, where you fight Hades, like, it always seems like it's night with the moon out. What if they, like, had different night-day cycles up there so it would alternate?
I've asked repeatedly for the construction of a sundial, but every time they tell me no. Can you believe it?
I mean, I kind of can, because where's the sun going to reach the underworld? Or how is the sun going to reach the underworld? That doesn't really make logical sense.
Always have more pets for the greatest boy.
Yes, more pets, and why don't we give some nectar to the greatest boy, too? I'm not bothering him. He likes this. Alright, here. Have a nectar.
You like this stuff, don't you, boy? Well, good, because I like sneaking it over to you.
The delectable taste of nectar is enough to briefly sate even the ferocious appetite of the Hound of Hell.
So I take it the two heads that Zagreus referred to are the left two heads. Or sorry, yeah, the left two heads, and the one that, and the head on our left, Cerberus's right, is the one that you probably don't want to mess with. It looks pretty serious. Alright.
The ever-faithful Cerberus remains resting steadfastly in his spot.
I like that he has a spot.
Greetings.
Hello, Orpheus. Here, have a nectar.
Hey, mate. What do you say we share this over in the lounge?
Oh, certainly, why, I don't see why not. I mean, it's not as though I've got something to do that isn't that. And anyways, I oughtn't have looked back. I mean, the moral of the story is to not look back when you are told not to look back. You understand, don't you, my friend?
Don't look back, huh? I'll try not to. Though you can't be blamed for doing it yourself just the one time. What happened to you, it wasn't fair, if you ask me.
I forget the reason why Orpheus looks back when he was put through his trial of leave this location without ever looking back.
I quite enjoyed our outing, Zagreus, so I suppose I shall be seeing you around.
I mean, my only frame of reference for that sort of story was actually in, and forgive me for this, Kiwi, but JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4. There's an actual, like, plot point of, like, if you look back, your soul gets, like, taken to the underworld or something, which is very clearly making a reference to Orpheus's story, but I don't know.
Take care, mate. Hey, Orpheus, the keepsake that you gave me, it's come in useful, thanks. I can't quite see what's in the container, though. I shouldn't open it, should I?
No, Zagreus. Unless, of course, you wanted to set loose a cherished living memory of mine and take from me that fleeting bit of joy.
Well, that's sad. But I guess, that must be, I think he's the one who gave us the distant memory that we were running in the last run.
Didn't think so.
Ooh, cool. We're going to see a Thanatos Nyx interaction.
The head chef pulled it off.
Haven't had many of those. All right. Do I want more nectar? I think I'll wait for now and just hold my juices. Now, we seem to burn through ambrosia really quick, so I'm not going to go spending it yet, but I do appreciate that breakfast? I could buy...
What I caught lately.
Oh, cool. We got 2 nectar right there. So, glad I didn't buy any more. I appreciate that I could buy Titan Blood if there's something I really want to upgrade, and I'll keep that in mind going down the road.
Mother, is there something I can do to help with all of this? I spend too much time away from the house. Please, let me know.
You are already doing what you can to help, my son. Continue doing so. Matters are at stake here concerning you and all of us. Your support and choices in this shape the outcome that shall come to pass.
I understand, and I will do my best. Thank you for taking care of everything. I have every faith in you, Mother, and in this house. Farewell.
Farewell.
Okay. Thanatos is a good son. He cares about those around him. It seems like mostly Nyx's daughters were the troublemakers, at least in this game's narrative.
Who needs sleep?
Definitely not Kiwi or I, given our sleep history. Alright, let's see. Primordial boons. The son of the god of the dead shall someday earn various blessings offered by primordial chaos. Gain 30 keys. Heck yeah.
Gifts of Master Chaos.
The Dawnbringer. The adamant rail shall someday rise from the underworld in a form it assumed in the hands of a rebellious servant who railed against his all-powerful lord. 2 ambrosia for reaching the surface with a hidden aspect of Exegriff.
Where in blazes did Lucifer find you?
We've got this new one. A stationary animated skeleton shall someday be slain by the blade Stygius in the fully awakened aspect of the Prince of the Underworld. Well, I don't really want to kill Skelly, and I really don't want to waste Titan Blood on the aspect of Zagreus for the sword of all things, so... Skelly, you're going to get to live for a little bit longer, okay?
Sure could use a good smack in the jaw from you right about now.
Although that is kind of funny, the sword is the next weapon we're going to be running based on the Dark Thirst, so... Definitely not Arthur.
Than I once wielded you.
Screw it, let's do it.
Aspect of Stygius grows stronger.
Rest in peace, all my Titan Blood.
That's it, the blade. You gotta let me have it with that thing.
Alright, let's see what happens. Sorry, Skelly. Literally said I wasn't going to kill you, and now I'm actually killing you. May you rest in peace, and thank you for all the help you have done.
I'm finally free, boyo.
Skelly laid to rest.
Farewell, Skelly. What?
Got you pretty good again, didn't I, boyo? I am asking you to get me out of here. All that stuff about your blade and your aspect, I mean, you ate all of it right up.
Oh, Skelly.
It appears I've been the victim of an elaborate prank. Not sure that I appreciate it, Skelly. What if I were to never hit you again? How would you like that?
Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, come on, boyo. It was just a joke. I figured things could lighten up a little here. Don't need to do anything rash.
Then no more tricks like that again.
Okay. Oh, cool. So we unlocked the last bit of story with Skelly. That's fun. All right. And we may as well collect that prophecy while we're at the end of the episode. All right. Eternal Rest. Gain 6 gems for doing the thing we just did.
Skelly's not permanently dead.
I mean, technically, isn't he is dead, though, just in the afterlife. Here, have a nectar. Or an ambrosia.
Skelly, while I know your services have already been paid in full, your sources ought to know you've been doing an excellent job. So much so, I wanted to give you this.
Is that a vintage bottle of ambrosia, pal? I never even thought I'd get to try a thing like that. I mean, what am I here? You know what? I want you to have this. To symbolize our friendship and in case you ever need a hand out there.
All right, what are you giving us?
Skelly, mate, you really shouldn't have. Do you have any idea how hard to find this is?
Companion Rib.
New
What do you
keepsake.
do? Your summon creates a distraction with 250 HP, provoking your foes to attack it until it dies. Okay, so it's basically summons Skelly to distract things. Shady is probably still the best one for me right now because it gives resources that I keep forgetting to collect and use, but that's fine. So, with all that said, Kiwi, we're going to be running the aspect of Zagreus in the next run with a bonus attack speed and movement speed of 15%. So, I don't really know what I want to build on this, frankly, because it's just the base sword with a faster attack pattern. Maybe Athena? I mean, we need to level up Athena anyway, or I could... Why don't we go an Ares build? We haven't run Ares in a while. We'll go Ares on the attack, or the special, or something. And we'll go from there. But with all that said, Kiwi, I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one for some more Hades action. Action. Also, go play Rubinite. It's out on Steam. RUBI Night. N-I-T-E.
And we're back.
Bye.